Morning world, it's 9 a.m, it's the 30th of May. A bit of a ramble today. I've got a full-on day. I'm trying to send out newsletters. I'm trying to turn all my new videos live for June, and I've got delays and it may take another 12 hours. So apologies for those of you that are waiting. It is happening. This is what it's like sometimes. This is pre-Mercury retrograde blues. There's a sense of imminence here that only astrologers are picking up at the moment. And for the next couple of days, it's what I see as an astrologer's nightmare. Everyone else is fine. You won't be feeling it for a few weeks yet. I'm in the centre of Bath. I'm right on the Fosse Way. It's the old straight track that runs from Lincoln to Exeter. It's pre-Roman, and it is very, very straight. I surveyed it as one of my ley line things that I've run for my academic degree. I did a survey on the phenomena of ley lines running through the city of Bath. I found 9 ley lines, of which actually 2 are 100% kosher, to my amazement and pleasure. I digress. We're looking at the moon at the end of Aquarius. Today should be an industrious day. As soon as the moon reaches the end of Aquarius, it trines Gemini, then immediately moves into Cancer. It's a very active and verbal day, and there's a lot of things going on in preparation for the next week, and this is all happening behind the scenes and underneath the board over the next 36-48 hours. But there is this background energy of imminence, of emergence, of something just about to develop, and we're going to see Mercury move into Cancer in the next 36 hours. We're also going to see Mars move into Gemini in the next 36 hours. As we speak, Mars is at 29 degrees of Taurus, on top of the Pleiades in the sky, the Seven Sisters. It's a pretty challenging degree. It's one of the 29 degrees. So those of you with stuff at 29 degrees, you are going to be getting triggered today and tomorrow with Mars at 29 Taurus. And it does suggest that in a couple of days' time, there's going to be some quite big news that's going to be very different to what we've been hearing in recent days. And in this context, I want to look at, I talked yesterday about how June and July are going to be very, very catalytic, if you like, for the long-term future for humanity. And in that context, I can't help but think that, okay, there's 2.5 billion people on planet when I was born. There's now 7. So population on this planet has tripled since I was born. Technology in the last 15 years has accelerated in a comparable graph curve to population increase, as has concepts of spirituality over the last couple of decades. And all these things, technology, population, and spirituality, seem to be keeping pace with each other in an accelerated graph curve, which is about prime vertical now. And those of you that know my stuff know that I've been talking about this stuff for years, if not decades, and what happens when we reach prime vertical, and really the next couple of months is very symptomatic of it. But there's a parallel here. When an organism or a collection of organisms reach a certain point, a coadunate number, coadunate means unity, stronger unity by joining together through growth. So look at it at you could look at it at a bacterial level, where a virus invades a host body and overpopulates it. You can look at it at a bacterial level or molecular level, where a number of atoms or molecules come together. When a certain number of systems of organism populate a host body and they multiply, once a certain number is reached, something happens. It doesn't matter whether it's at the bacterial, the molecular, the atomic, or at the human. Once a certain number is reached, things change. And at the molecular level, what happens is that single-celled organisms, once they've overrun the host body, either the host and all the organisms die because there's no food, or the organisms mutate. And at the molecular and bacterial level, this mutation is done by stopping becoming single-cell organisms and becoming multicellular organisms. 10, 20, 30 joined together, requiring less food, less room, more unification. Now, something like that is happening to humanity. not in a way that compromises our sense of individuality, identity, or personal freedom, but that certainly makes us much more aware of a global consensus, a global community for which the internet is the ideal tool. And that this is the future. That we are actually becoming more consensually linked in a way that is not telepathic, but is extremely intuitive, very sensual, very empathic, and hopefully also very concerned around words like environment, spirituality, and the well-being of our grandchildren. I'm running out of time, so I'll end there, because if these things aren't part of our future, what kind of future would it be? So I'm truly expecting the next couple of months to bring significant developments and a much greater growing together of the global community coming out of this by the end of July. Here's hoping. Catch you later. Bye.